Welcome to episode number 99 of the Chris Rose Rotation, a production of John Boy Media and presented to you by our good friends over at SeatGeek. Speaking of good friends, look who's back for the first time in about 6 weeks. He is from the Miami Marlins. He is their shortstop. He is their captain, and he is a Miami Heat wannabe, Miguel Rojas. Miggy,
yeah.
Bro, what's up, man?
Absolutely, man. Basketball is my favorite sport, and I'm repping my hometown team, the Miami Heat. I'm actually wearing my own jersey, so number 19, and you can see it on the back.
Oh, got Miggy Rowe on the back. I like it.
Yeah. And it's good to see you all again and talk to you. And I don't want to start this without acknowledging that a lot of fans during spring training are being really excited about my time in the Chris Rose rotation. So I just want to shout out to all the fans, that they're being out there. Yesterday, actually, I was in Port St. Lucie, and a couple of the fans were screaming at me when I was on deck. Hey, great job on the Chris Rose rotation.
I love it.
That's always amazing. And I wanna say thank you guys and the fans for following and actually enjoying the episodes that we're bringing to you guys.
Hey, we love to hear it. We heard it out at spring training a ton, how much they love to get to know you guys. And that was the whole intention of why I joined on with John Boy Media and started at something like the Chris Rose Rotation. You've got a big fan back here in my dog, Sydney. Just to let you know, this isn't my usual setup. I'm not going to say we got booted out of our house. We had to leave our house because we're actually having a commercial shoot done at the house. So, yeah,
really?
We're at a hotel. So we had to bring the dog and everything. And, I don't know. Somebody just knocked on the door. So,
you should be rolling in that house for them to shooting a commercial there. You're bad.
Well, it's actually kind of cool. I don't know. Are you an HGTV guy? Do you watch? All right. The Property Brothers are shooting a commercial at our house.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
They're big time.
That's
those
good
guys.
to know.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Can't wait to go to LA and actually come by and say hi,
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know when you come to LA this year. I haven't checked the schedule.
My first road trip is I'm going to Anaheim. So I'm gonna be in Anaheim, but it's gonna be short. It's gonna be just 2-day series against the Angels.
Okay.
And then we're gonna head back to Miami. I don't think I'm gonna have time there. But when we play the Dodgers, I don't know what day it will be, but looking forward to let you know so I can swim by.
No, I know, because even last year with all the COVID stuff, it was still kind of dicey just to even get to hotels or wherever. But I think this year, hopefully, things will be relaxed a bit more and we'll be able to hang out and grab a cup of coffee or whatever it is.
Of course. Yeah. Looking forward to that.
All right, so spring training is underway. How are we feeling? Everything good? Feeling good? Healthy? Mind is right? Because, I know it was a grind for you this offseason. We've talked about, obviously, the losses you suffered personally, but also the fact that you were a player rep. So you had a lot going on in the offseason. Your head good?
Yeah, it was a different offseason, and we talked about it in the last episode, how difficult it was for us to actually stay engaged with baseball activities during this lockout and longer off season as it was. But right now, man, I'm so happy and grateful that we got an opportunity to get back on the field. Do it in more in a normal way than 2020 and 2021. We actually experience a really good spring training right now. We're seeing a lot of fans. We're signing a lot of autographs. We're seeing a lot of kids asking for balls. And that's always that's always a good sign, When you start to see that in spring training, you start to get the energy back up. Last night we just played the first night game. It's always good to get into the rhythm of things again, The schedule of the spring training, I always love it because you wake up early, you get your work done early in the morning, kind of early afternoon, and then you have the rest of the day to just go to dinner, have some drinks, hang out with the family, hang out with the teammates, get to know your new teammates, you invite them to dinner. And I always like spring training times because these times are where you get the bond for the rest of the season.
Yeah, well, one of your new teammates, in my eyes, it's a little controversial, Jorge Soler, because you were not winning our free agency draft. And then you guys signed Soler to a 3-year deal, exactly what you said, and you ended up coming from behind and winning the first ever Chris Rose free agency frenzy draft that we had. So,
the champ is here,
yeah.
for the first one, and I wanna acknowledge that it was a good competition. Like you was always there. In the mix. Jay was always out. Like I don't know what Jay was doing,
Jake
and
sucks.
without mention that I still can get some points. Albert Pujol is I burned that option because I thought he was gonna come back,
Mm-hmm.
and he can still come back. So I still
Right.
got one player left and got an opportunity to get some more points there. But I'm not gonna get into too much of the details. But I'm happy that we got Soler with our team. I thought from the beginning it was gonna be a perfect fit for us. We're playing in Miami. How hard it is to hit homers in Miami, and his power is not. It's not second to any other player in the league. He hit 40 something homers in Kansas City, which is a really hard ballpark to hit in. And now he's gonna come to the National League East. He played a little bit last year with the Braves. He understands the situation with the National League East. They know the pitching that we got here, and I think he's a perfect fit for this organization. And he's gonna be hitting the top of the lineup, and I'm really excited for him, man.
Can we just cut to the chase? Didn't you go into Kim Ang's office and say, hey, listen, I got to win this thing. I have to win this competition. You've got to sign Soler, but it's got to be for 3 years. Like, seriously, I think you pulled some strings here, Miggy.
I can get into the details about it right now. But yes, I had a conversation with Kim because I wanted Soler, not just to win the fantasy draft, but I think it was a collective effort. I'm so proud of the organization. What Bruce Sherman is doing right now, making himself available to talk to me and talk through me, talk to the players in the clubhouse, and maintaining the mentality of winning, and showing us with actions that we're not here to spend crazy money, stupid money. We're here to trying to be smart and actually trying to get something done in the near future. We're trying to compete right now, and that's what he's showing. We're not trying to just spend money to just spend money or trade for players, and we have to give up the whole organization. And I think it's nothing with the mentality having changed in this organization, and I'm proud of what they did this offseason with Soler, Garcia, extending Alcantara, and getting those two players via trade.
All right. Who looks better without their shirt on, Stanton or Soler?
Still gotta go Stanton because his body composition is a little bit better, I think.
I love it.
Body
his body
fat,
comp.
his body comp is so much better. When you're that big and you just have like 10% body fat or less than that, I think it was 9 or something like that. I mean, can you imagine how bad I feel taking my shirt off in front of that?
Stop. You think you feel bad taking your shirt off?
Oh, well,
you kidding me? I look so bad. My wife makes me take a shower with my clothes on. That's how bad I look. I'm just telling you.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
It's true. Well, Michelle, isn't it true? It's not true.
Oh. Maybe go to the beach with with a long sleeve on, and
the dad
I've done it before.
Dad bod is in full effect right now. It is not. It's not looking good.
Well, but Soler, he's got a good body as well. Yeah,
I'm sure he does. The guy can mash. You can go ask the Houston Astros if that ball in the World Series has landed yet. That was a shot and a half. Yeah. The last time we did speak, you were good enough to join us on Instagram Live the day that Derek Jeter and the Marlins decided to part ways, and I know you had reached out to him via text. He appreciated that. Have you had a chance to talk to him on the phone?
No, I haven't talked to him yet. Everything kind of speed up after that happened, with the negotiations, and actually 4 days later, I think we were signing the new deal, the new CBA deal. And I'm happy that happened at that time. Everybody was kind of ready to take the step and go back and play. And I feel like since that day, I've been really, really busy, getting back into camp, trying to get the guys together, trying to give directions to a lot of guys that don't know English that well from Dominican Republic or Cuban players or anything like that. And my part of my job with the team is not just being a shortstop; it's being a good teammate, and trying to help them feel comfortable in Miami and actually going to Jupiter. A lot of guys didn't have time to rent an apartment, and so they want to know where the hotel is and all the stuff. And the conversations between the players and the organization wasn't that fluid during lockout because we couldn't talk to them. So it was a team effort, to get everybody back in camp and get everybody together.
Speaking of that, well, first of all, is anybody like staying with you? Like because of that? Like, do you have any young guys that have stayed by the crib or
Well, not staying with me at the same facility, but they're staying close. Like our hotel team hotel is really close to where I'm staying, and I'm actually like having dinner with a couple of my teammates, guys from the minor leagues,
that's nice.
here and there. Like that's what we do.
I know.
We stay close as a family. We're gonna do this bowling tournament in a couple days. So all of the guys in camp, we will go to a bowling alley, and we pick teams, and we actually play at like a little tournament. And I feel like we've been doing that for a long time here now. It's like I remember Justin Board started in 2016. So we went and do that, and I mean you can feel the chemistry just building, because we're doing something just off the field that is not a dinner, that everybody kind of people are quiet during the dinner. But in this tournament, everybody goes crazy and talk a lot of shit and have a really good time.
Are you a decent bowler?
Not really good, but I can actually compete. Like I'm not spinning the ball or anything, but I'm actually like on the I don't know 180s, 170s. Yeah, 180, 170s. I got up to that.
Yeah, that's legit. That's not like you're a hack. When you're in the 180s, that's good. You should be spinning the ball at 180.
The thing is, like, I don't want to get a problem with my elbows and stuff like that.
No. Yeah, no, you're right.
So that's why I don't want to be spinning balls.
So who's the favorite to win this thing on the team?
Well, I remember Garrett Cooper is really good. He's actually like sneaky good at everything. He got a good hands. He plays really good ping pong. I remember a Latin player that I mean, all of it like out of nowhere. He was a really really good bowling player. It was Jesus Sanchez, one of our outfielders.
Sure.
From Dominican. He said he never played. Actually, really decent. Throw the ball really hard right down the middle and always got a lot of pins.
Wait a second. So he said he had never bowled before, and he just happened to be great at it.
Yeah, he said that the time that we play in 2019, and he said, "No, I never played this before," and out of nowhere, he's like bowling. Is bowling?
Yeah. Literally. Here's the thing: you would think that bowling is something that I would be great at, like a bar, right? Like a bar game, like darts, pool, bowling. Stuff that doesn't take much athletic ability. I am so not good at bowling, in part because I've never figured out when to properly release the ball. I think it's because
is it because the ball is heavy?
No, it's just I don't have enough bend in my back, so I end up throwing the ball kind of in the air like Fred Flintstone, and then the ball just hits on the and rolls its way down. Right. Like every time I go, you definitely know Rose is bowling because it goes boom, and then it rolls. It's not smooth. Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, I love when you like making fun of yourself. Like I wish I could do that more. To myself.
It's true though. I suck at it. It's horrible. Michelle, you've seen me bowl. That's
Rosie, true. In sports, is anything that you're good at?
Oh God.
What kind of sport do you think?
I was good in my 20s. In my 20s, I was a good golfer. I got down to about a 10 handicap when I was living in Atlanta and playing 3 times a week. I was a good I was an all-star at age 10 in Little League in baseball. I peaked at age 10.
Oh, you peak at 10.
Yeah.
Then you start kind of hitting the
Then it went downhill.
Yeah,
then it went downhill. Is there anything else I can do? Not really. Oh, I can throw a football pretty well.
You can throw a football? Okay.
Yes. I could throw a football pretty well.
That's not surprising. I mean, American football is the biggest sport.
Yeah, it
You
is.
gotta
Although
know how
one
to throw a
time,
football.
remember, I used to be on that show, The Best Damn Sports Show, period, and I hit Jerry Rice in the head with a football. The greatest receiver ever. We were doing something on the demo field, and they're like, okay, Rose, you'll be the quarterback, Jerry will be the receiver, and Booger McFarland was playing defense, and they're like, okay, we were just kind of walking through, and I threw the ball before Jerry turned, and it hit him right in the freaking head at a Super Bowl, and everybody booed me. And I was like,
wow,
I just hit the greatest receiver ever in the head with a football.
But I mean, at least that's a highlight, from you throwing a football to a Hall of Famer head.
I guess so. Calling all collectors. Boy, do I have something great for you, and it is courtesy of Topps. Topps Bunt. It is the official digital trading card of Major League Baseball. It is back for the 2022 season. Now, they didn't have this thing when I was a little kid and collecting all the cards, right? I had to buy them. I had to put them in the old plastic wrap and then the big binders and all that sort of stuff. Now it's just a click away. You put it on your phone. You flip right through them. We were doing it all the time at the John Boy Media spring training compound out in Phoenix, Arizona. I think Moylan spends like 23 hours and 57 minutes a day on the thing. Dude is like a bat. He sleeps 3 minutes, and the rest of the time he's spending on the Topps Bunt 22 app. So go download it now. New and returning users can get their hands on 4 new starter sets and a unique chance to collect Topps Series 1 baseball cards in the app. For more information, all you need to do is download the free Topps Bunt app by clicking in the link here in the description or visiting the App Store or Google Play. Who knows? You could end up trading cards with somebody really cool, like Pete Moylan or somebody cooler. There's one other thing I want to touch on. I think that's important during about the lockout. I noticed that the executive committee, which is the likes of Scherzer and I believe Garrett Cole, Frankie's on it, right? Francisco
Lindor, Andrew Miller, I mean, is part of it, even when he retired yesterday.
Yep.
And I mean, you don't even know how grateful I am that I got to be in the same table with Andrew, smart, prepare, fight for the players. I mean, fight for everything that he believe on and actually listen to players, and that's one of the most important things. I wish nothing but the best to him. I just want to mention that.
No, that's great. That's great to hear. Now, Lindor is interesting because he's from Puerto Rico, but he moved to the States. He moved to Florida as a teenager and was part of the draft, part of the regular draft. A big part of the last part of discussions sounded like the international draft. In fact, it still hasn't been settled. Don't you think it's imperative that the executive committee has somebody from Latin America, of a Latino background on the committee to understand what guys like you went through, maybe even representing, from all walks of life, Venezuela, et cetera, where you don't go in the regular draft. It's important, is it not?
Yeah, I think it's really important. And we had a representation before on Elvis Andrus. Elvis Andrus was part of the committee for like the last 5 or 6 years,
Yeah, and he's also from Venezuela, right?
He's from Venezuela. He's really informed and educated on international draft situations that is happening right now with all the trainers, buscones, early signings when the guys are not signings, early pre-acuerdos, that you do when you're 12, 13 years old, when they're in Latin America, they're kind of telling kids, hey, you're going to sign with us. You can't really actually go to any other tryout. And actually, you're going to be under our contract until like you get to this year of 16. So you sign with the San Diego Padres. That's something that is actually happening in Latin America. So that's why
I just want to understand this. They're taking advantage of these kids that are 12 or 13 years old. So essentially in America, ages, 6th and 7th graders, they're asking them to make adult decisions.
Well, it's not just that. I feel the problem here, and when I have to say that I'm concerned about, is taking these kids from what a kid should be doing, and instead of being practicing every single day when they're 11, 12 years old and living in school, living your place, actually doing adult things when you're 12 years old, just because if you're passing that age and you're becoming like a 14, 15, 16-year-old, you're already like too old for the system. You know what I mean? So for me, they're not taking advantage of the kids. The kids who are actually signing these pre-acuerdos when they're 13, 14, they're actually getting like securing something, for kids who are really good when they're 14, 13 years old, they're securing something early in their life, and they know they're probably going to sign if nothing happens to them. If there's not a crazy injury, if there's not something that is happening down the road before they get to the July 2nd at 16 years old. So for me, it's not that the scouts are taking advantage. They're doing something that is not right for the rest of the players. You know what I mean? Kids should be kids until they eligible to sign. And that's where I have a problem. And I don't know if the draft is going to be a solution. You know what I mean? Because this problem is being created by the teams that are signing guys or pre-signing guys when they're 14 years old, 13 years old, even 12 years old. You know what I mean? So the teams are creating this problem because the scouts are going there and they start doing the scouting when they're these young players. Then when they're 16 and they're supposed to be signing at that age, they already too old. So that's why I have a problem. And I don't know if an international draft will solve this, because we don't have the same problems in Dominican. We don't have the same problems in Venezuela, Colombia, Curacao, Aruba, Panama. We all in different stages of this. It's not like United States,
right,
that you have this program that if you don't sign, you can go to school. In Venezuela, if you don't sign, you're late. You're gonna have to start over again.
Right.
And
the
if you're
passed you
practicing
by already. Yeah.
exactly. If you're practicing science, you're 12, 13 years old, and you abandon school, you're out. You're done.
Real quickly, would you like to be on that executive committee if they ask?
I mean, I think I'm in a point of my career where I'm actually can give up the time that requires, because it requires a lot of time from you, and you have to actually be really, involved of a lot of things that are going on. So for me, yeah, I have the time right now, and I got kind of the security that I'm gonna be in the same place for a couple of years. So yeah, I definitely will consider being part of the committee.
I don't want to get too personal, but is your new 2-year deal a no trade?
No, it's not a trade. It's not a no trade.
Oh.
But I feel like I'm actually counting on my team to be good, and I want us, and I believe in this organization and this team that we're gonna be doing good. And there's no way for me to think about like that I'm gonna be leaving or being traded at the deadline.
Okay. So it's interesting when we talk about the NL East. We obviously talk about the New York Mets because of all the major moves they've made in the offseason and brought in Buck Showalter. We talk about the champs because they're the champs. We talk about the Phillies because they just brought in a couple of bats in Schwarber and Castellanos. We don't talk about you guys. Why should we be talking about the Miami Marlins?
Well, the reason why we're gonna be in contention is because of our pitching staff. Our young pitching talent is not that young anymore. You got Sandy Alcantara, got 200 innings under his belt already. He's showing flashes of being a really good guy in the top of your rotation, that he can go and face and match with a lot of the big guys in the game right now. So after that, I feel like that's going to be our question mark.
Hey, can Sandy be as good as, I hate to pick you off there, but I'm intrigued by him because I've watched a lot of his starts. I'm like, it looks effortless. Can he be as good as the best guys in this league? Can he be the next Corbin Burns who jumps off the pages and wins a Cy Young?
He have the potential, I feel like he have the potential, and his maturity went up the last year. He started to pitch when he knows he doesn't have his stuff. He used to be kind of soft. where he knew he didn't have his stuff, so he didn't fight for his innings, So he just let things happen, get 6, 7 runs. I don't see that in Sandy anymore. I see a Sandy where when he knows that his stuff is not that good that day, he's gonna fight and find a way to get out. That's why he's an interesting guy. And I don't know, I'm not gonna say that he's gonna win a Cy Young, but I'm gonna say that he's gonna be a reliable ace from now on. You can count on him even in bad days to navigate through 4, 5, 6 innings, even when they put up a couple runs on him. You know what I mean? He's gonna give us a chance to win the baseball game. Now, with that being said, we need to keep our rest of the rotation in check. We need to have these guys actually rested for the season. We can actually count on Pablo throwing 200 innings or Luzardo to actually throw 180 innings because they've never done it before. That's a question mark. How long these guys can stay in the rotation without actually being hurt? That's, for me, that's going to be the key of our team. And it's exciting because I don't know if you saw this kid, Max Meyer. He threw 4 innings the other day. He faced the minimum. He was like 4 crazy clean innings. I play behind him, and he's 5'10", but the kid he can go up to 96. His slider is an amazing pitch, and he got a pretty good changeup, and he seems that he's ready. So if we actually can give this guy a break with Max Meyer or Edward Cabrera or Euris Garcia, I think it's Eury Perez, those 3 guys that are almost ready to be in the big leagues, if we can give our rotation a day or two to actually sit back and say, we need you healthy with Max Meyer, Edward Cabrera, and Eury Perez, I think we're going to be in a really good shape.
Hey, college basketball fans, join the action on the court during the biggest tournament of the year with DraftKings Sportsbook. Turn your team's victory into your own big win. New customers can bet $5 on any team to win and get $200 in free bets if they do. It's that simple. If they win, you win. If Sportsbook isn't available in your state yet, you can still join the college hoops action with DraftKings Pools. Everyone can play pools all March long for a shot at a share of over $250,000 in prizes. Simply join the pool and answer questions like who will make it to the next round and who will hit the most 3-pointers. Then track your results. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code ROSE. Bet $5 on any college hoops team to win and get $200 in free bets if they do. If they win, you win. With promo code ROSE this week at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 plus, restrictions apply. See show notes for details. And back to Chris and Miggy.
Are you surprised that Freddie Freeman's no longer in your division?
100%. And I'm happy too. Because I feel between him and Juan Soto are the best hitters that I ever see. It's amazing.
Ever seen?
That I ever seen. It's crazy.
What makes Freddie so good?
So Freddie is so I don't feel Freddie has so many holes. Maybe one place that you can go to him that you're safe. And when I say you're safe, is that he's not gonna hit a home run, but he can just get a single, The other thing about Freddie is he's always ready to swing the first pitch, and he's so good off the zone, this much out, this much in, He covers more of the just a regular play. So if you're trying to say, okay, I'm gonna throw a ball because I know he's gonna swing the first pitch, he's probably gonna put the barrel on that ball and he can do damage. And then if you're like outside that big circle, it's a ball. So he's walking. He's getting on base for their guys. So I feel like that's why Freddie's so good, because he's gonna swing early, and that, and he can cover a little bit more of the regular play. And in Soto, I see something different. If you don't throw it over the play, he's not gonna swing the bat. And it's amazing. The other day, we were facing the Nationals, and Sandy Alcantara was pitching. The first at bat, you see some pitches from the dugout. I wasn't playing that day, like this far off the play, and he didn't swing. All of a sudden, 3-2 count, a ball is on the play. hit a homer depth center. That's something that you can really, what do? You know, it's really hard to defend those guys.
You know what you do? You become his agent. That's
Right.
what you do. Because he's going to be the first $500 million player. I'm telling you right now.
You think
because
so?
He's going to be a free agent at 26. And we now have the universal DH. So somebody's going to pay him for 13 or 14 years at whatever AAV that works out with. I'm not good enough in my head to figure out what it'll be. I think he'll be the first 500 million player.
Well, it's on pace to do that, right? He deserves it.
I've never seen a guy command the strike zone from a hitter's perspective the way he does at 23 years old or whatever he is. It's ridiculous.
Oh, let me tell you a little story that, I mean, he didn't tell it to me because I'm not a catcher, but one of our catchers a couple years ago, he said, he's messing with him, you know, like, hey, sort of, why don't you swing at that pitch, you know, or why don't you like even offer if you know you're the guy, you know, the guy hitting behind you probably not gonna be as good as you. And his response was, because you have to throw it in the square. You know, the square that you guys putting on TV, like when you're watching the game. If you want me to swing, you throw it in the square, and I will offer. If you throw it off the square, I don't want to swing. It's crazy how good of a hitter you have to know if that ball is going to be inside the square or not.
So he's like one of those cyborgs that when he sees the pitcher, he's looking through like a lens where it's a built-in box with his eyes, and he knows where it is. It's like he's playing his own MLB The Show or something.
Exactly. That's how it looks like, because I mean, he's not chasing that much, and I mean, when he chases, it's probably because he's looking for something. I don't know, man. Sometimes I would like to be inside of this kid's head, because I mean, they have to think about hitting somewhere different than the rest of us.
By the way, I know you haven't played against him a lot because you're all the way in Miami and he's been in Oakland his entire career. But Matt Olson's no joke, man. That dude can play too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that it's going to be easy not having Freddie to face him there, but I never faced Matt Olson before.
Oh, okay. Well,
so I would say I know what he's capable of doing, you know, because his numbers are there, and he just got paid for, you know,
hell yeah, he
for
did.
that. But I feel like, I mean, it's really hard to be Freddie.
And on top of that, you know, I think the reason everybody was shocked is just because, you know, we talk about it. It's cliche now in this sport. Certain guys are like statue guys. Like, yeah, the team could build a statue in your honor if things really shake down the right way. And he's one of those dudes. I'll be curious to see, you know, leadership wise, you know, he was always accessible. He's in front of the camera. You know, that means something. That's part of the reason that the Marlins paid you, is that when some guys run and hide in the trainer's room when you've lost 6 in a row. And then there's guys like you and Freddie Freeman who stand in front of their locker and are there to take the lumps for the team.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, Freddie, to my eyes, is like the guy who keeps everything in order, you know, in that locker room, in that organization, you know. It's like a protective shield, you know. So when you have someone like him, you can actually say, whatever happens, we count on this guy. I don't know if anybody else can do it like that, you know. Ronald Acuna got the potential of being that guy, you know. If he stay on the field, you can say, you know what? I mean, everybody can go over. If Acuna hit 2 homers with a couple of guys on base, we're winning this game. That's the kind of guy that Freddie was, you know. 162 games, day in, day out, every single day. He didn't take day off. He knew how he managed his body to play every single day. And that's something that is really hard to find.
I'm going to throw producer Robbie a little bit of a curveball. Robbie, I don't know if you can get rather quickly the Dave Roberts soundbite from the Dan Patrick radio show.
The Dodgers will win the World Series if
we play a full season and there is a postseason.
Wait.
We are winning the World Series in 2022.
So,
but I know where you're going with that.
No,
we're winning the World Series this year. Put it on record.
You are winning the World Series.
We are winning the World Series. That's our focus. That's our goal.
Not a lot of managers would say that.
I mean, I will put myself into his shoes, kind of, you know. And I don't know how I would have answered that question. That's being put in a tough spot, because for your club, that's what you need to say. So at the end of the day, I respect that he's saying that on a radio show that is I mean, it's gonna go and everybody's gonna listen to it. But for me, it's like, I mean, it's too early. I don't know. It's a tough position, tough bat, and as a manager, I don't even know how I will answer that question.
Might happen. We've talked about this. Might be
Yeah.
manager Rojas, manager Miggy one day. And if you're managing a team that is expected to, if not win it all, certainly compete for it.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest here. If they came to Don Mattingly, you guys might believe that you're winning the World Series. Most people outside of that city don't believe it, right? So if
Yeah,
he
definitely.
says something like it, people are going to be like, oh, Donnie's been drinking or something. He crazy. But when
Right.
Dave Roberts says it, you're like what else is he supposed to say?
I mean, that's my thing. Like, there's nothing else you can say there. You know what I mean? Even you're gonna sound cocky. You're gonna sound like you're extremely confident, but that's how you should be. You should be like that. And for all you players, I want my manager to say, "We're winning the World Series," because that's what we're talking in the clubhouse every single day. In our clubhouse, in every other clubhouse right now, the mentality is to win the World Series. There's nothing else that you can say. You can say, "Oh no, we're gonna expect to be, the best team that we can be." That's not enough for players. You're gonna have a guy that is confident. That, I mean, it's I mean, it's a tough situation there, and I mean, I understand why he actually saying that on the record we're gonna win the World Series.
Yeah, no, I get it. So I'm curious. Didn't you have a birthday recently?
February 24th. Yeah.
Yeah. How did I miss that? What a jerk I am. I'm so
No,
sorry.
I mean, you text me, and
Oh, did I?
you say happy birthday. Yeah.
Oh my
of course
God.
you did.
I just had a senior moment, dude. I didn't even remember texting you on your birthday.
You did. You text me on my birthday, and I mean, we talked a little bit.
Yeah.
The thing is, might be because it was like right in the middle of craziness with the lockout.
Yeah.
It felt like it was a long time ago, but it wasn't that long.
Yeah. Okay. Did you go celebrate by going to Top Golf? Is that what I saw?
I went to Vegas.
Oh, to Vegas.
Yeah. So that Top Golf was in Vegas. So yeah, that was actually my birthday week. It was before my birthday, but I wanted to take a getaway, and I actually spent some time with friends over there, and it was amazing.
All right, so hold on.
really
Was this
good.
a boys' trip?
No. I went with my family. My wife was there, my kids. So my best friend from Chicago, he flew into Vegas with his wife, and my physical trainer went with me and his wife. So it was a great trip. I really
Where'd we stay?
MGM. So I have a hookup with the guys at MGM because I play, I play cards, I play poker,
Yeah.
and so hopefully I can pursue some career after my baseball days.
So did we sit at the tables for a while?
Oh yeah, I
Poker
did.
And
I sit on a poker table for a couple of nights. That's always if you go to vacation with me, you have to know that there's gonna be a time that I'm gonna get away and I'm gonna go to the tables. So
well, how long were you at the poker table? 2 hours, 4 hours?
no, around 4 or 5 hours.
Oh my, okay.
And 9 after the day was over, went like around 10, and I went to bed at 2 or 3 or something like that.
How'd we do?
I actually did well. I don't play that much of cash games, because
Right.
I don't like spending that much money. I play a little bit more of just tournaments that are, in my range. And if I play cash, I just put a limit on myself and play and have fun. But I did okay. For me to be sitting on the table for 4 hours, I can't be losing for 4 hours.
No.
If I lose half an hour, I'm out.
Yeah. So because there's a lot of places you can play in Florida too. So like, do you go play tournaments in Florida?
I play tournaments here in Florida as well. Yeah. I especially in the off season. When season hits, it's really hard for me to do it. but we got a little fun game on the plane.
Oh,
So we got a couple guys that just got paid in arbitration. So I'm really happy for them. I told them, hey, make sure you bring your money into the flights and let's rock and roll.
whose money are you going to take on the flights?
Anthony Bass for sure.
Oh,
I'm looking forward to take Anthony Bass paychecks and Richard Blyer. He just got extended. He got an extension for 2 years, and I'm happy for him. But Richard, I'm about to take your money.
you're playing with the wrong guys. Soler and Avisail Garcia.
I don't think they're card players.
That's even better.
I'm gonna have to invite him.
They're bringing the bank to the plane and they don't know what the hell they're doing. They're going to be in every hand. They're going to be like 7 deuce offsuit. Let's go.
That's the dangerous one. You don't want to lose to 7 deuce offsuit.
I know, right? Sure. But that's the problem, Miggy.
Yeah,
when you sit down at the table and guys don't know what the fuck they're doing, those are the dangerous ones because you can't put them on anything.
Yeah, but I mean that's the ones that give the money away easier. You just have to be patient. I don't know. That's at least that's how I see it.
Okay. Let's play a little game. This is a new one. I don't think I've done this with you. This one is called 2 Truths and a Lie. So I'm going to say 3 things about your baseball career, 2 of which are true, and 1 of which is a bold-faced lie. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
Number 1, you hit more homers on the road than at home last year. Number 2, you have faced Max Scherzer more than any pitcher in the big leagues. Number 3, we know you as an awesome shortstop, but you have played 1 game in the Major League outfield as well. Which of those 3 statements is not true?
I think the first one, that I hit more homers on the road than at home.
Last year, you hit 5 homers on the road and only 4 at home.
I didn't know that. I miscounted. I feel like I always hit my homers at home. I don't know.
It's okay.
So how about Scherzer?
You have faced him 38 times in your career, but you have faced Jacob deGrom 43 times.
Great. Those 2 names are really good guys to face a lot, right?
Those are the top 2 on your stat sheet, dude.
Yeah, and then I have to do it for how many more years? I mean, I don't know, until I get out of the National League.
No, hey, man, DeGrom's going to opt out after this year, so you might, maybe bring him down to Miami, and he could lead that staff. You won't have to face that witch anymore.
I mean, if he wants to come down to Miami, I'll take him, but hopefully he can go to the American League. To the West.
Dude,
so if I'm seeing I got a chance not to face him.
His first outing since last July, I don't know if you saw the highlights, but all the Mets were up on the railing, and that never happens during spring training, right? Everybody's watching him. He got 6 outs. He struck out 5 of the guys.
Yeah, he's in a different level, man. He took off after the 2016 year. He just took off. Different pitcher. He say, I'm not throwing more curveballs. I'm just gonna stick with this that I'm doing really good. Fastballs away, sliders off that, and then the changeup, really changeup, but it's mostly fastballs away and sliders. Here's everything that I got. Every single pitch is hard, and complete change. His career, his life, and everything. It's really really impressive.
So, by the way, that the other one that was true is that you have played 1 inning of outfield.
I knew that. I knew that for sure. Yeah, I played left field one day, and the story behind it is because so we clinched an early postseason with the Dodgers my first year in 2014, and I was kind of the utility guy, utility man, right? So I was playing every position in the infield, but to make your playoff roster, you have to make sure that you have a guy that, case of emergency, you put him in the outfield, right? So Donnie told me, hey, I really want to take you with me in this roster. So I'm just going to put you in left field for the last couple innings of this game because we already clinched, and we're winning this game. I'm going to put you in left field. Trying to do whatever you can over there to look good. so I can actually use that as an excuse to keep you. So that was actually if not one of my more nerve wracking moments in the big leagues, because I was there, I didn't know what to do, and I was just, I mean, if someone hit the ball to left field, I didn't even know how I was gonna react.
So you didn't get a ball, huh?
I didn't get a ball. Just a base hit in the sixth hole, and it was a ground ball. I just catch it and threw it to the cutoff man. That's it.
Oh man, that's great.
Yeah.
I would like to have seen like a lefty up, ball slicing away from you toward that left field line, like to see you just go all out for it.
Well, I mean, I would have, like I would say, you know what, fuck it, I just gonna go and use my abilities and my my instincts. But I'm glad that didn't happen.
That's good. That's good. Speaking of infield, so my youngest son, he's a sophomore in high school, and we were playing the number 5 team in the country. Now we have no seniors on our team. We graduated most of our hitting. It's been rough, but our kids don't quit. Like, we don't lose. We're not losing like 11-1. We're losing like 5-2, 4-1, whatever. But we play the number 5 team in the country this week. And they had a kid, he's 6'6", probably only $180, but he's got good bat speed. And Brady's at third. This kid smokes a ball, one hops it right off his chest. And he got the kid that was going home, and the kid made a bad break at third and ended up throwing him out. After the game, got the big old welt like on the rib cage. I'm like, you're not.
Oh, it was on the side.
Oh yeah,
he turned to the side like that.
It's like the front of his rib cage. So he actually kept it in front of him. He did a good job. And I was like, dude, you're not pissing blood, are you? Like, no. He goes, but damn, Dad, that hurt. He's like, I was sucking wind. It
does, man. It does. I mean, playing in third base and first base, sometimes you gotta be careful and you gotta be able to react with one hand. That's why I tell all the corner infielders, stop thinking about like catching the ball with 2 hands. You catch the ball with 2 hands when you have a chance to do it. So for me, every time you play in the corners, you have to be able to rely on just one hand.
Good advice. Anybody smoke it to you when you were playing over at third occasionally?
Oh yeah, a lot of times. But before I hear this advice from someone else, I remember a guy's Luis Macias. He played third base in a long time ago from Panama. I was playing with this guy in Winnable, and he said, every time you play third base, why you think the third baseman wear a bigger glove? Because they don't want to use 2 hands. They just want to catch everything with 1 hand, because the reaction time is not the same. So you use 2 hands whenever you have to, and whenever you can actually like put 2 hands on the ball. But other than that, think about like you're the goalie, and actually catch everything with 1 hand. So if you guys want to see, go watch Nolan Arenado highlights on defense. You're gonna see how this guy catch even soft ground balls. He catches just with one hand every single time.
Interesting.
Best in the game, right?
Fair enough. Good. Before we get out of here, we're going to spin the wheel of moderately interesting things, which I left at home today. But Robbie Scirocco, being the best producer in the biz, is going to spin it for us, and let's see where we end up here. Paper trail, which I believe is the first thing you bought when you struck it rich in the show.
Gotta say my car, my gig wagon. Before I got the Lambo that I'm driving right now, I got a G wagon that I always wanted to buy. And when I say my first time feeling rich, it was when I actually signed my first contract after like playing 6 years already in the big leagues and another 8 in the minors. Like, it wasn't just with my first paycheck, because a lot of people think that when you play in the big leagues you're rich. It's not like that. It was when I feel like I have the security that I was gonna get money coming my way, and then all of a sudden COVID hits, and then we almost didn't play this year, and I was going crazy.
You were looking through the house wondering what I could sell.
Yeah, my shoes.
Exactly.
I'll sell all of my shoes.
The Jordans are the first one to hit it. Those things, hey man, you would have made a nice profit on a lot of those.
Oh yeah, definitely. I have over 120 that I mean a lot of them are like 500 or more. So
Are they on the wall next to you?
yeah, right there. Sorry fans for the because it's a little bit
Oh my
crazy on my
gosh.
pool table there.
Oh
But
my
it's right there. Look at that.
dude, there's that play in Philly of you, Air Rojas.
Oh yeah, that's the play right there.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
so I got a couple new pairs. Let me show you the
Yeah.
a little extra for the episode.
I love it. Well, for those of you that are audio only, we apologize, but fast forward, Robbie will put it in our little table of contents. Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
so-
What are those?
These ones are the Retro 6 Air Jordans UNC. So North Carolina colors. I think this is my favorite color on shoes. So I really like it. And then I got these other pairs of ones. Becoming my favorite kind of ones and threes. So got
Your
these
Laker
ones.
colors?
I like these colors. Yeah, feel like a little bit of maroon with looks like the Lakers kind of colors.
Looks like the Lakers. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I'm trying to grow my collection every week.
Yeah, dude. It's like we keep watering them and they keep multiplying.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Nice. Next time we talk, we'll be at some point during the regular season. We'll be off and running, which
Let's do it.
I know.
Can't wait.
I'm
Yeah,
excited.
gonna try to find some of the guys around the league so we can talk about our experience during the year and spring training and all that.
Totally. Totally.
We'll do
I think
that.
that's a good idea. All right. Well, listen, say hi to your family. As
I will,
always, we greatly appreciate you giving us some time. I know that the people just love it. They feel better about themselves after they listen to a few minutes of Miguel Rojas. They just
I
do.
appreciate that.
That's good, man. You're
I
changing.
appreciate all the fans, man. Like I said early in the show, for the guys, probably. I mean, sometimes like people listen the very first part of the show. Some other guys listen the far part of the show. But thank you all the fans, not just for supporting my baseball career, but as well. I mean, they enjoying this. That's why I keep coming back and I keep doing more stuff with John Boy Media and the rotation because it's been amazing for me and great recognition, not just because I'm a shortstop, but because I'm a podcaster with you guys.
We love it. We love it. Just keep buckling up because this rocket ship ain't turning around anytime soon, brother.
Let's do
It's
it.
going to keep
Let's do
going and going.
Yeah.
So special shout out to producer extraordinaire, the one and only Robbie Chiraco. For Miguel Rojas, I am Chris Rose. We'll see you next time for episode number 100 of the Chris Rose Rotation, a production of John Boy Media.